All right, what's going on, guys? We're back at the field, week 9, baby. So this is the final phase. So we're out here today. Real quick, let me adjust this tripod. I might, fuck up the camera angle here because I'm getting so close. But I just need to make sure this is supported well. Okay, cool. So we're out here with a longer sprint day. I pretty much doubled my volume from the deload week, which I know sounds insane, but we're doing contrast training. So again, if you guys aren't familiar with the whole sled thing, like because you're being limited by your top end speed, perceived effort is really high, but you're not really doing a whole lot because you have so much load kind of dragging you down. So with that being said, I can add a decent amount of volume and kind of walk away okay, as opposed to doing raw, like unresisted sprints and just like, knocking out the 300 yards that way. So anyway, in addition to that, I've been doing tempo runs this whole time to kind of acclimate, to the higher volumes. I've been doing like 800-yard minimums every time. So with all that being said, we should be okay today, especially since you guys are going to see here soon, we basically doubled the weight on the sled. So we went from like quarter body weight to like 45, just under 50% body weight. And it should feel fine. It really should. It shouldn't be too heavy. But anyway, with that being said, our first initial sets here are to warm up, and we're going to be doing 4 sets of 15 unresisted, and it's going to be just like our acclimation sprints. So, I'm not giving it everything I got right out of the gate. We just finished our warm up, so we're pretty loose. I'm running 15 yards, so about to where those white lines intersect, and we'll gradually ramp up the intensity as we do so. First one's gonna be nice and easy. So we're probably chilling at about like 60-70%. We'll ramp it up to give or take like 85-90-ish, and then we put the sled on. Yeah, and I should mention everything is 2-point start. Just because I don't really sprint like track style, like off blocks with spikes on a track. My sprinting is more or less just, I want to say like real world sprinting. And I say that not like derogatory. I mean that as in like, I used to, if you don't know, I used to work some like high profile security stuff, law enforcement, loosely. I use that term very loosely. And a lot of stuff like that required you to be physically fit, a lot of like tactical type jobs. And I'm former military as well. So like the whole gist of like my thought process with that is like real world sprinting. So like you have to sprint just like on demand. Like you don't have time to like set up and run, right? Which is why I'm kind of loose with the rules. Like I wear cleats just because running, I'm not going to run in boots. I'm not going to run in fucking, you know what I mean? Because I don't do that as a career, so I don't have to be like 100% verbatim with how I train. But anyway, the only reason I bring that up is because I'm starting to get like sprint stuff on my social media, and like some of the stuff I'm like, oh, I wonder if I need to do that. But a lot of the stuff that I'm running into is like actual track specific work or technique or whatever. And so there's very fine constraints that advice applies to. And so I have to take a lot of that stuff with a grain of salt because that's not how I'm training. I'm on grass, I'm in cleats. I'm also 200 pounds, not 150. So there's just a lot of things to take into consideration with stuff like that. Anyway, enough yapping. All right, last one, guys. Last 15. bug just flew up my nose. Get out of there. That last one felt pretty good. Dude, I just sneezed like fucking 20 times in a row. I couldn't stop. Holy crap. And I have a weird reaction where, like, when I do sneeze, my nose runs for like a fucking hour afterwards. I have nothing to blow my nose out on, so I just fucking snot rocket all over the fucking field. Because otherwise it'll just run non-stop until I get rid of it. Fucking crazy. Alright, so here's the deal. Where am I? We're going this way. Alright, so I have about 90-ish pounds on this thing. Including the sled. So it's a decent chunk of weight. And so when we go to accelerate with this fucking thing, it's gonna suck, basically, is what I'm saying. Oh yeah, that's fucking heavy. I'm a little too far ahead here. Come on, gotta go backwards. Oh, there you go. All right. So here's the deal. We're doing 20s initially. So it's 3 sets of 20, roughly like 90 to 120 seconds in between. You just give it as much gas as you can, dude. So it's the second cone out here. So not the first one, the second one. We just give it all we got. Accelerating the whole time. Like I said, that shit is heavy. But you just try and stay in it. Ugh. Oh yeah. This is awesome, dude. Woo! Oh man, that is tough. All right, so now we're moving into 20s again. 3 more 20s without the sled. 3 more 20s without the sled. So now we should feel nice and light on our feet a little bit. Still going to be as fatiguing, but it shouldn't feel as literally difficult. So, and then we put the sled back on. We're going to do more contrast after this. Oh yeah, buddy. Pretty good. I like that. That felt pretty good. Feel nice and light. Oh yeah, buddy. That's feeling pretty smooth. This is our last unresisted 20, and then we're going to the 30s, which we're only doing 2 sets of the 30s, so 2 resisted, 2 unresisted. And good, because I don't know if I'll have much left after the first resisted one. So, because it's the same weight. Keep the same weight on there, just increasing the distance. So, but good news for us is as the weeks go on, we don't make any adjustments to the sled. So the sled, as heavy as it is now, that's how it stays for the rest of the block. So you just build the strength to move it faster. Ugh. All right, to the final cone. It's gonna be a long drive. Ugh. Let's fucking go, dude. Come on. Buddy, that is terrible. All right, guys. First of 2, unweighted, to the 30. Oh man! And by the way, if I didn't disclose this earlier, rest periods are long today. That's why we're out here for so long. We're going on over an hour, and that's just because I need fuller rest doing such heavy contrast. Especially over the distances that we're doing. You know, if we were doing like 10s or 15s, it probably wouldn't be as bad. But the fact that we're doing 20s and 30s, I usually do like 1 minute per 10 yards. Sometimes a little sooner than that if I'm feeling perfectly fine. You know what I mean? Like if I'm sitting down there and I'm like, nah, I feel fine, let's go. Then I'll go ahead and go. I'm not too strict with my rest times in that way. Otherwise, it's like whenever the timer's up, let's go. Ooh. I don't know about you guys or how it looks on camera, but bro, I feel like I'm fucking flying. I feel great. Knee drive feels good. Fucking acceleration feels smooth. I feel fast. I really do. I feel fast. So that's always good news. Because I am a little sore in the calves, but it doesn't feel like it's affecting me at all. I feel like I'm still hauling ass. That's good. One more, buddy. All right, guys, last one. And then we got some hurdles, which I don't have hurdles, so they're imaginary hurdles. And then we get to go home and lift. We're feeling really good this whole time, so let's finish it with an even better one. Last one, best one. Brother, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I'm fucking flying. I feel like I am just fucking in it, bro. But it does not feel exhausting. I do not feel like I'm giving it everything that I have and I'm about to puke. I actually feel like I'm flying and I'm just fucking whoosh, and it feels good. That is a great sign. That is a great sign. Doing some hurdles. Nothing crazy. It's basically just like a hurdle hop. We're just gonna do a few of them. 9 specifically. And we're gonna do 9 hurdle hops, kind of like in sets of 3. So you do the 3, I walk back to the starting cone, 3, walk back to the starting cone, 3. So it's pretty quick. That 9 is gonna be 1. And then we do that 2 more times. So it'll be, what is that? 27 total contact. So nothing too crazy. I'm basically just like knee tucking basically, since I don't have hurdles. Ugh. There's your 3. I'll walk back. Six. That's 1. 2 more of those. Ah. Last 3. All right, we're gonna collect the cones, go home. I got some prehab. We're gonna do some loaded jumps. Not much, like 3x3. And then we're deadlifting, and then some accessory bullshit. It's like back extensions, calves, abs. So let's fucking get it, dude. First thing up is going to be the Pelican step down. I am adding TKE though, which is just, if you're unfamiliar, it's just terminal knee extension. So we're using a resistance band. I'll show you verbatim what that looks like. So basically, it just allows you to keep resistance on the quad as you fully extend the knee. That's what the band's for, and that's what TKE is. After that, we're doing our little hip hold that we've been doing this entire time. I'm not going to film that just because, again, I don't like how it turns out in the final cut, so I just don't even bother filming that. And then we're going to do some pull-aparts here to prep the back prior to trap bar deadlifts. And then we're trap bar deadlifting, which I know you're probably thinking to yourself, what the fuck, you just did that on Friday. I know, but I'm doing it again. Mostly because it was a deload, and given how quad dominant today is, I would like to do deadlifts instead. Normally I keep the lifts on the same day throughout the entire block, but it is what it is. It was kind of like a last minute change, so we'll kind of see how that pans out. But it's nothing crazy. It's like literally 3x5. So I was thinking probably 302, which is our deload weight that we did, and then maybe go 342 afterwards. Just kind of depends on how I feel. But it's going to be 3x5, sub max, not looking for a rep max or anything. It's just going to be 3 sets of 5 with some in the tank. And then the accessory stuff at the end. So let's go ahead and knock this shit out. This step down with the TKE is going to be just 15 reps per leg. So nothing crazy. I do want to stand far enough back to where I actually have some resistance here, which I do. And again, it's just a slight tap down or step down my bottom leg here. Ooh. Almost lost balance on the very last repetition. Do the same thing on the other side. All right, so like I said, I'm not going to film the supine hold, so we'll go ahead and go into the pull aparts since I'm already filming this. And I'm going to do a couple each way. Regular pull apart, star, star, and I'll kneel just so you guys aren't seeing me get cut off halfway in the frame. It's 3, 4. A 10 right here. Oh, so it's 10 each direction. And we'll be back. Just a second, I'm going to do my ISO and then we'll move into some loaded jumps. But I'm starting at 40 total pounds, so a 20 in each hand. And we're just going to do 3. I don't think my head will touch the ceiling over there. I'd be amazed if it did. But I'm going to be right here. We're just going to try and get up as high as we can for 3 reps, reset in between. So similar to those single response broads, kind of the same thing. We're going to stick the landing and then go again. Make sure I don't hit anything. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, 20 pounds wasn't too bad. So we'll go up from there. I just really wasn't sure how that was going to feel. So I'm going to do 2 more sets. We'll probably do 30s and then 40s, just because you go up on each dumbbell to 20-pound jump. I feel like that's very reasonable. So I'm not going to go higher than that. Oh. Oh. Not too bad. It's feeling pretty good, actually. Like I said, even on the field, I was feeling kind of springy today, man. I was feeling pretty fast. Pretty light on my feet, you know what I mean? It's feeling quick. We'll see if we can maintain that momentum, though. That's the real... Because it's easy to do this after a deload. You know, feeling really good. But we'll see how week 12 hits, because that's the real... That's what actually matters. Although I'm probably not leaving the ground very far. Oh. 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 Not too bad. 80 pounds there total. All right, now it's time to deadlift. Like I said, it's not anything crazy. 3x5. I think I'm gonna do a stop at 302 to kind of feel that out before I jump to 342. Because as I do these fives, I want some reps in reserve. I don't want to strain too hard. Because we're gonna load both of these lower body KPIs into 4s, and I think even 3s. So I don't want to go too crazy right out of the gate. I still don't want to go too crazy even towards the end. So I just gotta really manage my intensity there. I don't want to go too nuts. Anyway, bar's already out. I'm gonna pan the camera and we'll get to work. Well, I just realized I have my squishy shoes on. Oh well. We'll swap those shoes out before I go up. But it feels fine. That's right, this is the 302 that I wanted. Just to see how this feels, because I don't know if jumping to 342 would have felt that good. So kind of erring on the light side here, especially since we just deadlifted. So everything's been feeling fine, but I just don't want to overdo it, especially since this isn't even the focus of the block. The focus is obviously speed. So that feels fine. We'll stay there. I'll do 2 more sets of that. All right, set number 2. Back's tightening up on me just a little bit, but we're gonna do 1 more. All right, last one here, guys. Number 3. Ooh. Oh God. Nice. Nice and easy 10. All right, we went up by 20 pounds. 40 was awfully light, but I didn't really know how it was going to feel, to be honest with you. And it still felt easy, so I'll make a note to continue going up. Felt good though. All right, moving into calf raises. I am ready just to get the shit over with. Just a few sets of 10 here. Not too bad. It's 25s. These 25s feel heavy already. But 2 more sets of this, which I'm basically going to take like 30 seconds rest in between. And then some light ab stuff. And we'll be all done. It's a long day, but it doesn't feel like a lot. It just literally takes a long time. Probably as odd as that sounds. Anyway, let's go. And I am doing these just on the ground. Partials, as you might say. Ooh. And the reason I'm doing partials is just because I don't really want to do extended ROM for these. Not after all the calf work we've basically done today. So by narrowing the range of motion, I can just focus on load, a nice pumpy feeling, and call it quits. We got one more. And again, I keep the rest period short, like 30 seconds, just so I can just cruise right on through these. Again, not everything needs to be maximally loaded. Especially since, realistically, this is just ankle care. Ooh, lost my balance on that one. Oh, one more for good luck. Ooh, nice. Whew. Oh, man. All right, ab stuff. We're all done. But this is one of the few times that I thought it would be a good place to put it in the program. We're gonna do Russian twist and then med ball crunches back to back. Oh, God. I might just hold on to it, bear hug it. One more of those. Woo. Nice. All right, so whew, that's finally over. It was a long one, man. That was a really long one. We're at like 2.5 hours, um, going on 3. So it's kind of the downside of doing both back to back, like the field work and the weights. Like had I done, I mean, the weight section really wasn't even that long. The field took up most of the time. The field was 2 hours. So I mean, it took up a lot of time, and that's just because between setup, because I need some shade while I'm out, because there's no shade. It's an open field, so I need shade so I don't burn to a crisp. Not get skin cancer. Uh, Setup, warm up, and then the power sprint drills to get warmed up for the sprints. And I know that kind of sounds like weird. Like, why doesn't the original warm up get me ready for sprints? It's kind of like the whole thing is a warm up. So you start from like ground zero kind of a thing, like because I just woke up kind of a thing. I did some work initially, and then I go out to the field. So like, there has to be a preparatory phase of like just general movement, and then you get into more sport specific movement, and then you actually sprint. So like all that, and then we doubled our volume. We went from like 150 yards to 300, and then clean up, come home, hydrate, and then lift. I knew what I was doing beforehand. Like when I was putting it on paper, like I understood, you know, what I was kind of getting myself into. It's just now that you're actually doing it, you're like, fuck, dude, like this is hard. But we did it, and I don't think perceived exertion was very high. Like when I think about how today went, it was really smooth. I felt light as a feather after the contrast. Like I felt strong. I felt fast. Like the only thing that started to act weird is on deadlifts, my right QL again, because I sit like a fucking gremlin at my fucking desk. Um, was a little locked up, but not anything that like inhibited me. 305 felt fine, or 302, whatever it is, felt fine. Like right in that area of like sub max where I want to be. And we'll continue to load that as the weeks go on. Yeah, and I mean everything else felt fine. So I mean we're gonna shower, fuel up, recover. I'm gonna go back to work, and tomorrow's a tempo run. So hopefully my legs aren't too fucked from today, but we'll see. Even if they are, it is what it is. Um, I was contemplating on my tempo runs to run on treadmill too, instead of the ground. Like I know we're in week 9 now, so it's like, what's the point of changing it now? But I think that's probably one of the things that I could optimize is running on a treadmill. Because obviously treadmill is, easier on the legs. So I was thinking about doing that. I was thinking about going out to the treadmill instead. So I might do that tomorrow. And then yeah, Friday is gonna be just as crazy, I think. I gotta look at the program again because I don't quite remember how much volume I'm doing. Um, but I know Friday is gonna be just as crazy. And then this is it, dude. Like this is like the peak of the program. This is like as hard as it gets. So, as long as we churn through this, week 13 will be a neural reload, which is basically just a deload, but instead of just dropping weights, it's like actual intuitive training to keep you kind of peaked. Um, so like lots of dynamic effort work, shit like that. So, um, yeah, I don't think I had anything else to say. I think we're good. So, with that being said, or not being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.